Hi, everybody. It's Michelle here again to talk with another amazing author from the Black Writers Workspace. We have Jamilah Bashir, and her book, Because of Her, is a children's book that she's going to tell us all about. I'm excited to have her. She's another one of our authors from the page who will be at the event tomorrow night. And you can meet her in her booth. You can buy her book. You can learn about her writing process. That is what's so amazing about this book relaunch party. So, tomorrow night between 5 and 9 p.m., if you're in your car, you can put it on as a podcast like event. If you're at home and from the computer, you can always turn on your video camera and jump into one of our chat rooms. If you're walking around the house just hanging out and washing clothes or whatever you're going to be doing tomorrow night, please turn it on, get to know our authors, buy a book, and support our new and independent authors. That is so important to all of us. So right now, we're going to bring Jamilah on the screen so we can learn about her book. You can always drop your comments in the comment box and just play a role, be a part of this interview. We're looking forward to meeting her. Hi.
Oh, and my name is pronounced Jamilah Bashir.
Okay, but Jamilah. Okay,
Yes.
great. So nice to meet you. Sorry we didn't have time to kind of to connect a little bit beforehand, but we had
It's
an interview before you.
absolutely
Um, And so we are live now talking to you about your book. You're one of the latest ones to come on board as one of our exhibitors for tomorrow's event. Very excited to have you. I love having children's book writers in this particular event, but just talking to you in general. But tell us about yourself and tell us about your work.
sure. My name is Jamilah Bashir, and I self-published a book because of her. My background is in special education, and I went into that particular field because my little sister has a intellectual disability. So for a while, like I had seen like a couple of my friends have written books, and I always wondered like, what would I write about, and I always wanted it to be something that's personable to me. So I went to a writer's workshop, and at that workshop they said, if you could write a book, what would you write about? And my sister came to mind, and I was like, well, let me write about what it was like growing up with her, because me and my little sister are 6 years apart. So I just started writing, and then we had to share out, and everyone was like, oh my God, I would love to read that, and also it was on my mind to do because I always seen, parents, caregivers write a book about their experience with their children. And I'm like, well, the siblings have an experience too. And I'm quite sure other siblings, if they didn't have a sibling that had a disability, they can understand and relate to having to be responsible for a sibling and sometimes feeling like you're the parent and not the sibling. So I thought that a lot of people could relate to that. And we just went from there. I just started writing, and the story came to me.
Excellent, excellent. So, children's books are always something that's intriguing to me because I feel like when you write a children's book, you have this opportunity to explore an issue that could be very important. It could be racism, it could be sexism, it could be, disabilities, or living with a disability. It could be anything, but you're doing it in this whimsical way, but it's really tackling a really important issue and summing it up in a way that we can digest it. That's what I love about a good children's book. Talk to us about your process of writing the book and tell us what your little sister has to say about it.
Well, again, education is my background. So I wanted my book to be digestible by anyone that read it. I didn't want it to be a hard read. I didn't want it to be a long read either. Ultimately, I just wanted it to be accessible for everyone and the truth. Because people, like, after people read my book, they're like, oh my God, I could feel your emotion in that story. I could feel everything you were saying. So that was ultimately the purpose behind it and how I wrote it. And there's and then coming up with the how I wanted to do the book. It's like one part is when we're children, and then the other part is like fast forward, here we are now, today's time, how is everything going and how is she doing? So I wanted, because I didn't want to make the book long, because I'm like, this is my life with my sister. And I'm like, okay, well, that's a lot of years. And I'm like, I don't want it to be long and drawn out where you lose the understanding of the story, and you lose like the purpose of this story. So that was my process. And actually, I would just write a little bit each day. Some days I had writer's block. I was just like, I'm so lost. I don't even know where to start. And then there were days where I just literally wrote. I wrote like 12 pages one day, was just writing, and having my older sister read over what I wrote, because she knows the story as well. So she was able to help me fill in some holes I may have had, where she may have said, okay, you need to go talk to mommy about this, because this is not what happened. This is a little bit more to this, or whatever. So I was grateful to have my sister, my older sister, like look it over and, just fill in the holes, like I said, and give me guidance into where she was like, okay, you need to go in more detail here, because there's more to this. So that was literally the whole process.
When did you publish your book?
I published my book in 2018. It was May of 2018, actually. May of 2018, I told my younger sister, her name is Asia, I told her what I was doing. I said, this has been on my mind to do. Are you okay with me writing about us? And she was like, sure, go ahead. She was very positive about it. And then once I finished, I shared the story with her. I showed her it's not heavily illustrated, but there are a few. So I shared those with her. She was just like, she liked the pictures. She liked the story. And that was another thing. My older sister was just like, oh, these pictures are great. They match with what you're talking about. And, it wasn't, like I said, it's not heavily illustrated, but there are a few illustrations in there. So she was positive about the whole reason behind me doing the book. And when the project was completed, I got good feedback from her.
That's excellent. So talk to us about working with an illustrator, because I'm now working on a graphic novel, and it is for teens and I guess you could say people in their early 20s, but it teaches them how to start businesses. And so this is the first time I've ever worked with an illustrator. Did you illustrate it yourself, or did you hire someone to do it for you?
No, I actually, because I didn't have because my book wasn't heavily illustrated, there were a few, I went on Fiverr, where there are a lot of freelance individuals, and I literally described to this person what I wanted my cover to look like. And this person was not in the United States, like literally took my description and made my cover what it was. And two changes I needed him to do was change this bench, and I need to make these girls black. Other than that, like he got everything that I was describing. I'll say that would be the most difficult part with getting an illustrator, making sure you get someone who can bring your vision to life. And the fact that we were online, I didn't know this person, and we weren't in person either. It was a lot of really going as much detail as I could, and then sending examples of things to them, so that way they could bring my visions to life. I would say that was the most difficult part. Now, if you have an illustrator with you, again, just making sure their pictures really match what your vision is. I think that is the biggest thing, finding an illustrator that can do that, like the vision you have in your mind for your characters, that they can actually bring that to life.
Sounds great. I did go to Fiverr initially. I did find someone locally to do it, and I've been talking and working with them. So thank you so much for the advice on that. You have your book. We would love to take a look at it.
My book is right here. Hold on one second. So this is the cover. So literally, I described my cover in words. I said, I basically want a silhouette of two girls. They're going to be sisters. I need one to be older and one to be younger. And that was it. And I said, I want them to be sitting on a bench. And that was it. That was all the detail I gave them. Of course, I went in a little bit more detail in regards to hair and things like that, but that was it. So he came up with everything else, it being in a park and all of that. And again, the two changes, he changed this bench and he made these girls brown. That was the change. But yeah, so this is the cover, and then this is my back cover.
Nice. Love it. So let's talk a little bit about your publishing. How did you publish the book, and what did you learn in that process?
I self-published my book one, I did it that way was because I wanted to control just everything about my book. And I wanted it to be written a certain way. I wanted it to look a certain way. I didn't want no one having hands on that and telling me, well, I think it should be this way or whatever,
Mhm.
because this was just something that was heavy on my mind. And I wanted to just bring my vision to life. So that was the main reason why I went the self-publishing route. And through doing the self-publishing route, I was like, oh, okay, it's not as difficult as I thought it was. I really thought it was going to be a long, it was a process, but it wasn't as stressful as I thought it was going to be. Like
Mhm.
once I literally had my draft done, I got an editor to look it over. Then I had someone format my book for me, format the cover, what size book did I want it to be, getting the copyright and everything. It was just like it was just like steps. It was kind of like checking off a checklist. Okay,
Mhm.
did you do your editor? Did you get your? It was more of that way, and I was just like, oh, this is not so difficult. Okay, if I want to do another book, I know what I have to do, and
Mhm.
that's really what the process was like. It was not as stressful as I thought it was going to be.
And what type of comments or what type of reception have you received for the book?
I'll say it's been a blessing. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback towards
Mhm.
my book. People, parents who have children who have a child with a disability, or I've had some people who they don't have any children. You know, they have siblings. They was like, "Oh, I really could relate. I know what it feels like to be responsible for a sibling. Oh, I know what
Mhm.
it feels like, to do X, Y, Z." I did a radio interview, and the host was just like, oh my God, I wanted to go through the book and hit that person that you were angry with. Like he was like, I could feel your anger. I was getting angry myself, so I've gotten, it's been a blessing. I've gotten great feedback towards my book. People are asking me, oh, when are you writing another one? When's the next one? And I'm just like, okay, I really got to think about what is, you know how you want it to be good. Again, I want it to be the truth. So it's like, okay, let me get a story together because I do have
Mhm.
some ideas, but I'm like, do I want to do another book? So it's like I'm just thinking about that. But that has been another response I've gotten from people. Are you going to write another one?
You should do it. You should do it. I'm pushing too. Write another one. So you should come back on here. We are so excited to have you. We know you're going to be there tomorrow night. We hope that everyone will come by and see you, get to
Yes.
see your book, buy your book. That's what this event is all about. We're hoping to sell books, and we have so much going on at this event. We have music and prizes and a scavenger hunt and interviews. And then you can also, of course, go down in the authors lounge and meet with the authors. And we have over 20 authors, new and independent, who will be there with their books. So excited to see it. I'm
Yes.
happy to see you create a character with someone who has a disability and really empowering them. And so I think that is so important. I was talking to someone the other day. I was interviewing an author who wrote a book about a young boy with autism who becomes the hero of the story. And it was so touching to me because I don't see enough of that. And
Mhm.
so I'm just happy to see that you are not only honoring your sister, but also honoring your relationship and your experiences with your sister
Mhm.
through this book. Books are their legacy, they're going to stay around for a very long time.
Yeah.
And you are leaving something brilliant for her and for generations to come. So, congratulations with that as well. Is there
Yes.
anything you want to share with us or with our readers, our writers, about your process and how to just stay focused and keep moving forward?
Absolutely. I would say, like you said, Michelle, just do it. Whatever is on your mind to do, just do it. Get a notebook specifically for your book and just write. Even if you just write a line each day, that's more than what you had the previous day.
Mm-hmm.
And accept your small wins. Today, you might have written a line. Next week, you might write pages. Like, celebrate your wins and give yourself grace throughout the process. It is not a race. I know some people say, oh, you can get it done in 30 days and da 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 da. Go at your pace because it'll be so much more meaningful because you devoted your time to it. You've devoted your attention to it. You put in your blood, sweat, and tears into this project, and it's going to be a great outcome in the end. So give
Mm-hmm.
yourself grace. Write a little bit each day. If you get writer's block, That's natural. It happens, but continue to set time each day to write.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tomorrow, when people come into your booth, what is it that you're going to share with them? What's your pitch to get this book off the shelf?
My pitch is basically this is a story for everybody. Even if you don't have a child with a disability or a sibling with disability, everybody can relate to my story. And I'll say that has been the feedback I've gotten. Like people can say, "Oh my gosh, I know what that feels like." Everybody can relate to this story. And we'll get the chat. You get to learn where I'm from to help you win that scavenger hunt, to help you finish the scavenger hunt. So it's gonna be a nice good time. I'm so excited to just see everybody and speak with just the audience and everyone coming. So yes, I'm just so happy, Michelle, that you are relaunching this virtual book fair. I am so excited.
Well, I'm excited that you're a part of it. I just, you just came on board this week, and we are still, if you're looking to exhibit, you're welcome to sign up. We still have space and time for you to do it before tomorrow night, for those of you out there. But I was so excited because I like having a lot of children's books in this particular book fair. We've done this 3 times. This is the first time we have so many children's books, as well as the first time we've had so many sci-fi books and fantasy.
Oh, okay.
And so these are 2 genres that I want to see. I love to see more African Americans be a part of. So it's great. I mean, it's just great to see you be a part of this. And what I love about the children's books too is that they're so personal. Like
Yeah.
everybody I know who writes a children's book is either is about their child, their siblings, their kids that they are interacting with in their class. It's very personal, and so that makes it mean just so much more, I think, to the reader, because we know that you want to tell a good story, a wholesome story about your experiences with your sister. So thank you so much for being a part of this, and we're going to sign out. But before we go, please tell us how we can buy your book if we're not attending the event tomorrow, which I'm sure there's really no one out there who's not attending the event tomorrow. But for those how do they buy your book?
So if you want to purchase my book, you can go to www.theiepcoachllc.com and purchase my book directly from my website. And you can also get it on Amazon as well. So you can go to my website, www.theiepcoachllc.com, to purchase my book. And you can go anytime.
We had one comment to come in from Denise. She said, great story idea. And I do definitely commend you on your story idea. Congratulations for everything that you've done.
Thank you.
And I'm glad your sister liked it, because she is really the one person who is the most important person to like it. And so that is so great to know that she also enjoys it. So thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. So everyone, again, tomorrow night, please join us. It's an easy thing. Go to boothcentral.com, find the event. It is for tomorrow, July 30th. Sign up. It's free. You can come in and out as you like, and you can buy books. That's what we're here to do. This is like the virtual Barnes and Noble. You walk in the door, you buy books. That's what we're there to do. So I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. You have 4 hours of just buying books, seeing me, listening to music, winning prizes. It's going to be a dynamic event. And on Saturday, we have the Writer Symposium. If you're still interested in attending, please send me an email at events@prsolutionsllc.org. Thank you.